because these are important tools. The rich people learn about them, or they're hire people like me, that I should charge thousands of dollars to help them with this. And I didn't know anything about it. I taught myself. When I flunked English in college, I barely got into college. I was kicked out of a bunch of schools in high school. That wasn't mischievous. I was just like having fun. Now I make a lot of money at it. I wish somebody saw that in me and helped me build that. It took me failing in everything else. And that's what I learned too. I got an MBA. I thought I needed that. I thought I needed all this stuff that people tell you need. And you really don't. We're all different. We're all different flowers in our society. Everybody is a different kind of flower. So you're all trying to be a petunia or rose or anything. You can't do that because the roses do better than you do. You got to find out what's inside of you and what you're built to be. And whatever you're built to be, that's what you're going to do best. And that's how what's satisfying is being able to feel that you contribute something to society, that something that you're doing is of value to somebody else that's alive. I mean, humans are just wonderful things in life. I mean, a kind word or whatever can be such magic to all of us, and that's why if you're sincere about working, sincere about helping people, about doing things, and that eventually come back. No guarantee or whatever, but even if it doesn't, then you get the satisfaction of trying it, what you're listening to your heart do. And I think that's the key, because then you're happy trying it. If you're trying something that everybody else tells you to do, if it doesn't work, then you yell at those people that they're wrong. And they probably are. We all are. We barely could struggle through life ourselves. So any of us thinking that we're smart enough to tell anybody else how to get through life is just the epitome of something. It's just the audacity for any of us to think that we could tell somebody else how to live their life, when I think each one of us struggle with it every single day. That's why to me, love is helping someone else do whatever they want to do. And that's what I feel on Let's Go Help. And the other members are all kind people. We get an asshole every once in a while, but I'm an asshole every once in a while too. So we all have a right to be that way. But it's that I'm trying to, how do I do this on Let's Go Help? How do I show you that there are people that generally, in their heart, they want to help you? And that's what I feel. Sure, I'm not, feel strong enough to do it all the time, because I need help. Sometimes you can't give help to other people if you need help sometimes. And so, that's why anybody who I get so many nice things. People say, oh, they have to stop the service and can't afford it anymore. And my thing is, okay, here's a whole bunch of programs you can use for the rest of your life, and take care of yourself first. You can't take care of anybody else until you take care of yourself first. And that, I think, that's the most important thing we have to do in life, and nobody does. I think capitalism, that's how we see capitalism's cool, and I believe in it, but it has its limits, like everything else. It's not good for everything. And any ideology is like that. Like socialism, well, it probably has some good parts, but it's not good for everything, right? So whatever our religion is, we think it's going to solve every problem. They talk to a lawyer, they see a legal problem everywhere. And a doctor wants to give you a pill for everything, right? And it's a balance, and it's important. I think most of it, and the more I'm helping people, on Let's Go Help, it is that I see that it's the same things that stop you are the same things that stop me. I mean, what's neat when I help somebody through, it's, oh yeah, I was like that too. I couldn't. It took me 10 years to find something that worked again, that I could make a living with this knowledge I have. And finally, just about a year and some ago, it started turning the corner. It's getting better, and I'm very fortunate and thankful. It is amazing how I was stuck and I couldn't see. And that's why the only way to get unstuck is to try a lot of things that fail. And that kicks your side of the head. And then if you really want to do that, then you'll find another way to do that besides what some expert told you. Oh, you got to do it this way. That may have worked for them. That's all. That's all you could say. Or the one person there may be something there you could grab a little insight from that will help put the puzzle together. But it's a huge jigsaw puzzle. I don't know, these things with 5,000 pieces of jigsaws are put together, and that's our life. But there's no corners. We don't know even where to start, and that's why you don't. And I think even nowadays, it's even wrong to have a big plan, because God, look at what did we do the last year and a half on COVID, right? Any plan you had, that probably, put that in your bottom drawer again, whatever you were trying to do a year and a half ago. And so it's all done. And that's why it's building resilience, I think, is important. How do you fail and keep doing stuff that you want to do? And that, to me, is called resilience. And so if it's not perfect, you're not going to do it. No, you can't. To be resilient when it's not perfect, because most things are not perfect. I think the more education we get, things like that, we seem to think there is a magic formula for anything. And there's some guidelines maybe or whatever, but for most of the important things, like what you want to do with your heart, your career, your love, or whatever, that's very personal. And we're all so different. I was an RN for 25 years. Unfortunately, had to stop because I was taking care of others and giving to others and neglecting to care for myself. Yeah, Mila, and that's it. I mean, that's how you become stronger. Is first you take care of you, then you can help everybody. And it's so good and it feels good. I mean, there's nothing better in life than giving. It's very selfish, I feel, and the most selfish thing in the world is to give. Problem is finding some deserving bastard to give to. But it's fun. I'm having fun. God, I'm 77 years old. I never knew. My father retired at 60 or something and went down to Florida and played golf for 20 years or whatever it was. And that just seemed like dying 20 years early, at least for me. And that's silly too. That's why I think even retirement, find something you like to do. So you get up every morning and can't wait to get up, and then you get paid for it. Man, then you don't have to worry about Social Security or all this, any kind of this nonsense that we all worry about. You're thinking about yourself and let them know if you're giving, and then finding ways to get paid for the giving you want to do. That's the key in life. I've tried Patsy, but no luck with them so far. I'm not sure what that Patsy. Hi, let's go. Finally caught you. Good. Wendy Wendell, that's correct. Anything for people with schizophrenia on SSI trying to start their own reselling business in Ohio. That's Wendy Wendell. Just do it. Get a store on 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 the internet, on Etsy or what is it, PayPal? What's that other, the other store? Just get stuff and put it on and figure it out. Don't take courses. Don't spend money. Just don't spend money. Sure, you learn or whatever. You just watch free videos on YouTube how to do something and just start doing it. That's all you need. Everybody would think we need. You're not trying to, invent the cure to COVID. I got no science and learn all that other stuff before you start on that. But no, you want to sell something, man. That's what's neat about going to foreign countries, underdeveloped countries. people start businesses with two sticks rubbing together, This country was like that too. Immigrants came here and had push carts and selling things out of push carts. That's the internet is. It's your push cart. Put stuff on the internet and then sell it just like a push cart. You don't do marketing. You don't do all that. You just find customers. The problem is that you have people on the internet saying how dumb you are because you don't know this magic that they know. It doesn't matter. Who cares? all they learn is how to get your money. That's it. I got EDL for $5,000 and 10,000 grants. We're going to get 10,000. Well, it depends on when you got the EDIL. You will get more. You could call the EDIL people. They have a number. You go to the FAQ on the EDIL webpage. There's a number, a website, or whatever, and call them. What's the status? Yeah. Don't go to people like me. We don't give out the money. You go to the people who give out the money. I applied for reconsideration, was accepted, but haven't heard it. Oh, you're accepted. That's great. That's wonderful. See, it pays to appeal. Any application you fill out and they said no, and you want to ask why and how can I appeal? Because then it goes to another set of bureaucrats. Like here, he got $5,000. He was turned down once, and then he appealed it, and got back, and was able to get the money. Now that's cool. See, that's what the system is. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to break the law or whatever, but you do want to force it. Hey, well, what else is that? If you just say what somebody else, you take for gospel what somebody else says, that may not be right. What about grants for new businesses without income? I have a store and I'm already selling. Verified reseller through PayPal and eBay. That's an eBay so far. I was just wondering if there are any grants out there for people like me yeah, there are possibilities. There's definitely. What to do. Every state has offices that have people that get paid to help you start your little business or grow it or anything. That's all they do. They want you to succeed and grow your business. So they will help you for free. There's usually 7 or 8 offices. The first place is your Small Business Development Center. And that's Americas, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. And you go there, make an appointment. They do virtual consulting now too. And then your state economic development office, your county has something. There's a whole bunch of organizations. All they do is get money to help you start a business. So that's what you want to do. Join some meetups, free places that are on the internet of people like you that are selling stuff or being in a business like you that you could learn from them on how they do it. Don't go on the internet and say you need help. And the only thing you're going to get is somebody want to sell you some help when it's better for free. On my tablet, there's no tools button on Google. No, not on Google. The tools button is as a member of Facebook. That's where the Facebook people get all the mini grants for the states, all for free. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, then I have them also for sale at Let's Go Reports. That's a S at the end of report. So it's letsgoreports.com. And they're all there. They're only $5 a piece, $5.95 a piece. So that's where you could find them there. That's it. Well, I get nobody on somebody write something so I know that Let's Go Help is working. Yes, I just put in hi. See what anybody. Oh, Troy, there you are. Okay, good. Oh, there you are. Oh, I just didn't even go down. Okay. Thank you, Jorge. I think you have a request in to me, George or Jorge. Garcia, are there any programs for veterans starting a business in Idaho? Yes. I don't have enough memory space to download it. Oh, you mean on the grants? Wow. Oh, they're not big. Did you try, Troy? Because they're not real big. Or you could open it up maybe even in your, whatever, on the screen. But in Idaho, veterans, here's a place for veterans. First of all, use veteran stuff. That's just a small piece. There's maybe 10,000 programs for people who want to start a business. There may be 10 or 20 for veterans. So you're going to miss so much if you just looking at only veteran stuff. But it's a good place to start. Let's go. Wanting on membership to be approved. Oh, should have done that. Okay. I'll make sure I load up. And if it doesn't work, then go to Let's Go Free Radio. Yeah, yell at me there. Let's go. Oh, gotta spell right. Let's Go Free Radio. Yeah, send me a message there to make sure. And what your Facebook name is. Because that's sometimes your email address is different than your Facebook name and stuff like that. You know, Facebook is runs into some issues like that. But Idaho, okay. So veterans, here's what you want to do. You want to put in and Jorge, I'll send you this too. Write a discussion, start a new discussion, and ask me about that. And I'll show you all the places in Idaho for this. But you want to find your veterans. The County Veterans Service Office. That's what you want to find. County Veterans Service Office. You want to find that. And they have free services that all they do is help veterans get money for whatever the hell they want to do. And the reports I've seen is that these offices will get twice as much money for vets as anybody else will. So you're going to get that's pretty good to me. Yeah. So you want to do that, but then you also want to go to these 6 or 7 other places in Idaho that their only business in life is to help people get money for their business. And by the way, they're in the new stimulus package. Not only is there new money for the PPP and the EDIL, and you know what? I'm not sure. Check out the PPP, the short form. If the PPP short form, if you really have to be in business for a year or two. All these things change every day and everything. I can't keep up on them. Nobody can. That's why you have to go to the horse's mouth, the people giving out the money, and see what they're saying. I'm based in Texas and have an SBA. Oh, you have a loan or you just have an SBA office? Vets grants, okay? That's the County Veterans Service Office, okay? That's what you want to do. You can Google that. If you live in Montgomery County, put Montgomery County Veterans Service Office, okay? And make an appointment to talk. It's all about getting on the phone with people. You know, it's kind of, you can't go talk to them live, but get on the phone with these people. That's the way to get help. It is always live, because then they could tell you more. I mean, they understand you more. You understand them more. You could ask stupid questions, email. Oh, there's a book out now. I want to get out. Email is not communicating. It's just like ping pong. You can't, you don't, finish the problem well enough just using email or something like that, or even text. It's talking to people. We are trying to start a small business in Indian land. Does that help to secure any grant? It may or may not. Doesn't matter. You just look for anything. Again, whatever county, whatever state you're in, you want to go to those 7 or 8 places in the state that is there, because whether you're on Indian land or not on Indian land, you're still in the state, and they want you to grow your business, start your business, or whatever. So the elected officials, and they give money to these consultants that are free all over the state. And there's 4 or 5 offices, 6, 7, 8, depending on the state, that all are in business just to help you start a business. I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is there any grants, unemployment, or SBA grants available? Yes. You have to apply. I mean, even if you didn't know me or anything, okay, if that's an idea you have in your mind, okay, maybe I've been at this business too long, so it's not fair, but you just look at the SBA and call them, write them what grants they have. They have grants now. They have a whole bunch more in the new program, the new Biden program. There's 4 or 5 new grants, renewing the old ones and helping new ones. And they're all Oh, where's my other? Oh, well. To do it. And then also, they see, but you'll go to the SBA, and hardly any of the grants that are grants are called grants. Yeah. So that's another thing. You have to dive in and start learning. That's why you have to get on the phone. You have to talk to people. You call the SBA. What kind of programs you have? You just shut your mouth and listen to what they're telling you, and then say, "Well, I don't know if I can afford that. I don't know if it." See, right now the biggest program at the SBA is the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. It's easy, particularly easy if you're self-employed, just you making money somehow. You can apply. They don't care about the credit rating. You go to another program, they'll care about your credit. They'll care about all this other stuff. And every program is different. So don't, you try to look for what is there. And if the what is there that you find doesn't meet your needs, then you have to keep looking. Okay, where else can I look? And that is a Sherlock Holmes case, and that's what it is. That's what you have to do. I need some help. First time home buyer. Okay, same way with that. Now, the places to go, tell you the truth, if you're not a member or don't want to pay the $5 for the report on letsgoreports.com, is to go to HUD.gov. Okay, so go to HUD.gov and put in counselor search. They have a keyword search for counselors, so you put that in, and you make an appointment with a counselor. Okay, these are people that can make good money to help you find money to buy a house. That's what the job is. Okay, so you're going to go, and if you don't know about them, you're going to go on the internet and go around in circles for 2-3 days, 2-3 months, 2-3 weeks, whatever it is, trying to find that magic place to apply and all that kind of stuff that you never will, and be frustrated. And all you'll see are people trying to sell you something and tease you even more and heighten your frustration. No, you talk to people who've been doing this for 20 years or whatever and know everything. Then you don't have to go through the 500,000 websites that you're going to get if you go on to Google. So that's what you have to do in life. Yeah. Okay, now the other place to do, I think, is a good place to start. And having like these two sources is not everything, but it's a place to start. You have to start and then go from there. You have to start and then, okay, now where else? What other possibility? Life is so complicated, no matter how small of a city you are, because now there's even crowdfunding money for down payment. It's crazy what's out there. But the other places, every state has a housing finance authority. Housing finance. So that's the word. So if you live in California, you want California Housing Finance Authority representative. The last word is a variable, but it's really, and you look for a .gov or a .org, and that's housing finance. And that's what they do. See, it's the government that has the programs that are for people who can't afford normal programs. Okay, so that's why if you're going on the internet, these people sell money. Okay, banks and real estate people. So they're trying to make money off you. And that's why they have higher restrictions and everything, because that's all they're doing. The mission in the government is not to make money from you. The mission in the government is for you to get a house. Right? It's a different ballgame. Yeah. And that's why, and now they don't advertise on the internet because they're not allowed to. It's so strange. I don't know why. But if they're giving away $10 billion or whatever, they don't say, well, it's hard to go to your elected officials. See, the elected officials are the ones that make the laws, that give the bureaucrats the money to give it to people. Okay, so when they write a law that says they're going to give all this money to people to buy houses, okay, now it's hard to say, okay, we're going to give out $10 billion. Okay, it's hard to say, well, I need an extra 10 million just to advertise I'm giving away the 10 billion. That's a tough sell. So it's hard for the bureaucrats to get that advertising money. Yeah. And then their constituents, their competitors, banks and stuff like that who charge you for what they're giving away free, they go to their elected officials and say, hey, you can't have the government compete with us. You get into a political battle that way. So it's difficult. That's why it takes effort on your part, to find these opportunities out there. Again, they're not easy. They take effort, but they are there. I mean, God, I've been doing this 30, 40 years at least. Yeah. And it's more than ever. Like in the Biden stimulus package, 90% of every American, 90% of the people living in America are going to get a check. 90%. So some of these programs, you make up to $400,000 and you're still eligible for a government program. $400,000, crazy. Okay, that's why you can't say that you know something about a government program because there's one that is completely opposite. It's Alice in Crazy Land. And you got to learn how to use Crazy Land, because the Crazy Land is the biggest thing in our country right now. The government, look at $2 trillion. That is more money that's going to be given out in this stimulus package than any other program in the last 30 years. Okay, this $2 trillion they're going to give to individuals is the biggest, chunk of money given out to average Americans for the last 30 years. Okay? Yeah. And 90% of all the people in America are going to get some. How much are you going to get? Okay, you're going to look about your $1,400. Okay, and there's so much more, and a lot of it is not even called grants. See, that's another thing. You go, oh, I'm looking for all the grants. Oh, like the PPP loan, that's a loan, but that's a grant. You don't have to pay it back. The EDIL, emergency loan, that's a grant. They give you a grant, $10,000, and the rest is loan. If you want more than 10, then they loan you that at like 1% interest or 2%, really small. And that's even a great loan, because if you have credit card debt, you got to take that loan at 1% and get rid of that 15, 20% loan on your credit card that they're charging. Yeah, but it's not called a grant. You're going to miss that. Now, what you're going to hear too, and the government has tax credits. Okay. So you say, well, I barely pay taxes, so how could I get a tax credit? Well, these tax credits don't care if you pay taxes or not. It's just something run through the IRS. So you're going to ignore that tax credit when they're like, if you have children particularly, or even actually there's a tax credit, people don't have children. You get $1,500 because you don't have children and you didn't make a lot of money. That's $1,500. It's called a tax credit, but they send you a check. Now, how the hell is that different from a grant? Doesn't sound different to me, but you probably won't look at it because you don't know what a tax credit is. It took me a long time to figure it out too. If you owed the government tax money, yes, then you don't have to pay that. If you don't owe the government tax credit, these tax credits I'm talking about, the government pays you anyway, even if you don't owe them. See? So you either get money that's back that you would have given the government for taxes, you don't have to pay it, so that's like a grant. Or if you didn't have to pay the tax money, they send you an extra government check then to cover it. You get your $1,500 that way, or they just send you a check. And that's not, that's not called a grant. How would you know? Or here, you need a grant to help pay for health care, okay, because it's too expensive. Well, go on the internet and go to healthcare.gov right now, and they're giving subsidies. These are grants to help pay for your monthly insurance to get healthcare. Healthcare is important. So if someone's going to give you an extra $400 a month to pay for that insurance, that's like getting a grant, right? So you don't have to pay for healthcare, and you're getting it $400 a month cheaper. Wow. See, that's what, and you're not looking, well, it's not a grant, so not going to look at it, right? It's crazy. It's not crazy. It's normal. I've just been studying this too long, and that's what I'm trying to teach people about. This is somewhat complicated. Take a breath, learn, talk to people, get on the phone. That's what I suggest is, wow, all these gems you are sharing. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, there is, or there's another one. If you have employees in your business, you can get up to like $30,000 for every employee, but it's not a grant. It's another thing through the tax system. So you got to pay payroll tax. If you have an employee and you're paying them like a normal employee, then you have to pay extra money to the government. Your employee doesn't get it. Well, the government says, okay, for you to keep your employees, we're going to give you back that money. So that's like getting an extra $30,000 per employee. That's incredible. Yeah. Because if you want employees, you have to pay the government. You don't have that money, so now they said, now you do, because they're giving you a grant, but it's not called a grant to pay for your employees. See, how do you know to say that? It don't. It's difficult. That's why. Actually, there's $26 billion for people in the food service businesses. This is a new grant in the Biden thing. And it's for, listen to this, bars, restaurants, caterers, anybody selling food. You got a hot dog stand, you're eligible for this $25 billion of grant. And this is called a grant. And it's just a grant for people in the food business, okay? Any kind of food you have. If the business is less than 20 locations, so that's a lot of money, $26 billion. That's how much we're giving for rent. Right now, if you can't pay your rent, there is, and I just did a video on it, and it should be everywhere. For sure, I know it's on YouTube, on paying rent. Now, in December, they passed another stimulus bill. Biden, not Biden. This is the new guy's Biden, right? The old guy, what was his name again? I assume we forget. Trump. Okay, he had, his stimulus bill had $25 billion for rent grants. And they will pay up to 12 months of past rent and 3 months of forward rent. So you got 15 months of rent. Plus, they'll do 3 more rents, 3 more months if you're really hurting after that time. Yeah. So they'll do that, 3 more months of rent in addition. So you got 12 back, 6 forward. It sounds like a dance step. 12 back, 6 forward, round around. And that's called the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Okay, so they passed the law in December. This is like the first week I really saw that they're starting to get set up to give out the money. So what is this? This is halfway through March, right? And this is in December, January, February, March. That's 3 months later. Everybody's forgetting about it. And see, when that first came out, this is what to remember. When that first law was passed about the 25 grants, everybody started looking, for the grant money. Nobody could find it, or they'd go to their county or their state or whatever, because most of this stuff goes to the county or state. That's why we have this mini state mini grants. The state mini grants show you where in your state this stuff is, and they were talking about. They would ask around for grant money for rent, emergency rent. Oh yeah, we had that, but it's all gone, because they had it back last March, and you're calling in January because you heard about it in December, and they're saying, oh yeah, we had that, it's all gone. So then you go home and say, yeah, shit, I lost again. No, that's the old one that's gone. The new one isn't even, they don't know where the hell it is yet. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's why it's so hard. I know, I'm sorry. There's no way shortcut around all this stuff. But now, if you're interested in rent, okay, here's what you do. And you look at my video, just like 2 videos ago. Actually, I just put it up now. I taped it last night. How to find the new emergency rent money where you live. It's on YouTube right now. And what you do, you go into Google and you put emergency rent, emergency rental assistance program, okay? And then put the name of your state. Now, here's the very important thing to do after you do that. Emergency rental assistance program in like New Hampshire, okay, or whatever state you're in, Florida, Texas, whatever you want. Now what you do, underneath in the Google search bar, there's something called tools, T-O-O-L-S, like a wrench and a hammer and stuff like that. Tools. You click on tools. And when you click on tools, there'll be one of the buttons are to change the date. Like, how long do you want to search? Not how long today, like for an hour. No. What websites do you want? Those that are new in the last week? Those that are new in the last 24 hours? Put about a month. So that way you only see, the emergency rental assistance programs that were put on the website for New Hampshire or Texas, wherever, just within the last 30 days. That's the new stuff. Okay? Then you look at that. Okay, what you're looking for is, number one, it's only a .org or a .gov. Number two, it talks about it'll pay 12 months. That's where you are. You look at those parts. Then you're sure that's new. And most of them, and I see, they say new, because a lot of those websites that you say they're only starting a month, say, yes, April 2nd, we're going to take applications for that. That's what you want to know. Okay, where is that application going to be? So I'm there, you're there on April 2nd to be able to get that. Is rental assistance the only grant? No, there are millions. Rental assistance is just one of the grants. And actually, okay, so if you miss this, if they spend $25 billion in the next, say, month or so, and you didn't get to apply yet, the new Biden stimulus package has another $25 billion. That's a lot of money. Yeah. So there it is again. And if you have a mortgage, the old ones, there wasn't any mortgage. There's mortgage help, but that's usually at the city, county, and state. So you could look for it that way, but it's only going to be, I don't know any national mortgage programs except forbearance. I mean, they postpone you paying. But now Biden's program has grant money for mortgage. So you want to be aware of that. So that's going to be new. It probably won't get to your state, for a number of weeks yet. But you got to keep finding. Now here, if you have mortgage problems, actually even rent problems, here's people who keep up with it well. It's called Just, J-U-S-T, and then Shelter, S-H-E-L-T-E-R, Just Shelter. They keep track of programs, but more importantly, if you go to their website, they have a section of the website called Local Resources. And they're all lawyers that give you free legal help and also point you to sources of money to help you with the mortgage or even rental. But more important, if you're worried about paying your mortgage, you're worrying about not paying rent, what's going to happen? You're going to be thrown out in the street. You have to talk to somebody with legal advice in your state, because every city, every state has different rules, and you don't know. But these are lawyers, and they're for you. There's a map of the United States there. You click on your state, and you'll see 50 free lawyer groups, and these are nonprofit lawyers that just help people for free with this. That's right. You hear that? They help people for free. They help people for free. They don't charge you $400 an hour. They help you for free. Yeah, that's what you want. You can't pay the rent. You can't pay the mortgage. Man, how are you going to afford a lawyer? Yeah, take care of yourself first. You find the free one. See, and that's, to me, so that anxiety that you live with, worried about, you're going to be thrown out in the street. Where am I going to find that $1,800 or something? Oh man, no. You make a call or two, call these people. Hey, here's what's going to happen. Everybody goes through it. These lawyers know, they write the laws, they know the laws. What's going to happen? You live in fear because you got this, torpedo from Detroit saying they're going to come with a baseball bat and break your kneecaps if you don't pay the rent. And now you don't have to have that worry, because you're protected by the law. But you have to know, and all you're getting, if all the information you're getting is from the person who wants to get money from you, they're going to point in a way like, yeah, you're going to be on the street, lady, by noon tomorrow. But it's probably illegal. But they won't tell you that, will they? And so that's why. Just shelter. That's where you want to go. Halfway there, guys. Match the width and cares you too. I'm so moderator. I just feel Jacqueline Otto. What's that? I just feel all the info all the time of the day, and he's funny. We need his. Actually, thank you, Jacqueline. Well, yeah. Anybody want to get a hold of me, Jacqueline? Just try Let's Go Free Radio. If you don't hear from me in a day or two, just yell at me. I really want to help anybody I can, as many people as I can. But I have to pay my bills too. I picked up everything. He is offered his information. I picked up everything he is offered in Michigan. I'm disabled and really need a vehicle and a small place to live. I really need a grant to buy these things. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations help people with disabilities. If you're not a member, give me an email. I'll send you a list I have for that. Every state agency has an office of disabilities too. There's a lot of programs for Let's Go Free Radio at gmail.com, Rhonda. You are a cutie, me or Rhonda? All the bigger counties in Georgia already have the rental assistance open, but the smaller ones don't. I'm in a smaller one. So they're going to have it soon? Well, then make sure you know where that's going to open in the smaller counties in Georgia. Good for you that you found that. And yeah, right. That's what happens because they get it differently. So there may be a central source. Another good place to check is your community action agency. If you put like Georgia Community Action Agency, these are people that help about government benefit programs, and they should know and be able to point you to. Thank you for all your work. And see, Elaine, that's just wonderful. I am Mark, private pilot, crowdfunding. Oh, yeah. My father said he was a pilot at the bakery. My father was a pilot at a bakery, right? He would get the bread from the oven and pile it in the corner. See, so he said he was a pilot. He'd take the bread out of the oven and pile it in the corner. That's an old Three Stooges joke. I still remember that from 50 years ago. Are there any grants for nightclub DJs? Yes, there's actually, the government, see, SBA had special, for venues, nightclubs, had special grants for that. And they'd even start giving out the money. It was in the last stimulus package. It's on their website. They're not giving out the money yet. And there's new programs for that in the current stimulus program too. But what to do? I mean, see, to me, a DJ, you need customers. How are you going to DJ if nobody? Well, people can't gather, right? So you got to think of, well, what are you going to do? You're going to have a Zoom DJ party, and give out free cocaine or something like that. What can you do to create a crowd? I mean, you have to be creative with this. What else? Well, a DJ, start mixing stuff and selling it, right? Or is that illegal? I don't know. Copyright stuff. Can you just sell it? Whatever, you do an hour, you sell your remixes or whatever. I unfortunately not much of a music aficionado to know that, but it's really trying to how to create that, how to do that. Everybody has, well, see, to me is what kind of, you're a DJ. Everybody's Zooming, okay? Everything. Now you need music. Everybody's doing Zooming. You don't have people, So to me, how do you now contribute music to Zoom meetings, Zoom calls? Kids at school. I just think of the kids at school are going to hear some hip music right before their teacher gives a Zoom lecture, right? So you're creating 1-minute bits of Zoom fun music for all the teachers to use, and you go to the school board and say, hey, I'll make these 1-minute sound bites so people can start their classes with fun music, and they just play it there, and the kids will get excited. Hey, what's going on? Oh, ooh, this time, hey, that's cool. And they're dancing one. Okay, now the teacher comes on and brings them down a notch. But anyway, it's all about, that's what DJs do, is get people's attention at a party and make you happy. So now everybody's on Zoom. So how do you take that and put it on Zoom? All these boring Zoom things that people are doing. You got to do something. You know what I thought of a good thing too? If you're an actor, what you do is, for people on the Zoom calls that, kids in school. Okay. So you're an actor, you dress up as a 12-year-old kid and you're on the Zoom call too. And you're fucking around. So teacher has to yell at you. So, just what great entertainment on a Zoom. Everybody's on a Zoom in there. But there's one kid is a pain in the ass, and he looks like he's it's something. How can you restart this? Restart what? Oh, after I'm done, you can watch the whole thing. Is that what you mean? The whole thing here. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, hearts, yeah. Okay, you started. They can only raise your rent to more than 6% a year. Well, how can you? Well, the rent. If you owe rent, man, you got to find that rent program. And then there's another one coming down with the new Biden program. So that's what it is. You call your landlord, say, I'm working on this, things like that, because they know this is why we're giving out the rent. It's really not to keep you in place, but also keep the landlord in business. U.S. Department of Treasury Office Emergency Rental Application, but input. Well, yeah, no, they don't have the applications are local. The Treasury is giving the money. The Treasury has the application for the county or the city or the state to go to their porthole and grab the money to give the individuals. Then individuals apply at the local place. Let's go. I remember seeing you on TV as a child. Yeah, I was a child then too. And you continue to do. And surely you go, oh, thank you, Christopher. That's so good. No. That's why, find something you want to do and do it till you die. Why the hell not? I don't know what, why do you want to, and that kind of stuff. I grew up with saying, you work, you had a job you hate for 30 years, then you retire and play shitty golf. That just sounded so bizarre. Why do I want to do something for the rest of my life I'm lousy at? Yeah, find something you love to do so you can do it forever and get paid for it. Hey, love the suit. Thank you, Montana. I hope you're doing good. I hope you can get some help. Yes, I hope. Is there rent in stimulus 3? Yes, there is. It's about $25 billion about what they haven't started spending in the last one yet. And there's also mortgage money in the new one. Have to go and laundry night. Ooh, yes. Gotta iron those underwear. You got help from the city, utility energy. You still get, even though they say that's once a year. Well, you find another program. One person says you only get once a year. Fine, find another program. Just if that cheerleader says I'm only going to date you once a year, okay, date another cheerleader. I owe the IRS money. They'll take my taxes. No, they won't take the stimulus. I don't think so, but usually it's not. But the other thing, there's a program with the IRS that you can negotiate and only pay 10% of what you owe them, and you should find out about that. And they're very open about that. You could I forgot the name of it, but if you're a member, just ask me. Start a new discussion. See, all the members, all you have to do on Let's Go Help is start a new discussion. Say, hey, let's go. I can't afford to pay my taxes or something like that. And I get to do the research and show you where to apply and where that stuff is, or who to contact, where to find out more to get on with that. California and people on SSI, well, it depends on the program. Some you can, some you can't, like everything. Any grants for people who work? Yes, lots. Everything I talked about so far probably is people who work. And a lot of the grants you have to work. You have to be working to do it. You can take the tax deferment for small business now. Don't know what that means. I appreciate so much you do. Oh, Nikki, I remember you. I asked for a state about the U.S. Department of Treasury. They told me they had no idea, whatever. I said, yeah, they don't. Okay, Nikki, it's getting close. Most states know now. So like I say, if you Google, look at the last video I just put up on YouTube, and it shows you how to find it now. What if you already lost your home? Yes, I mean, rental assistance also for new stuff. So you not need to rent something now, right? You need deposit money and stuff like that. So yes, and even moving money. Some of these are, see, it's all like housing related. They can do it. So different agencies in different cities or whatever are doing it differently. The EDI grants to start up a business. No, but maybe, I'm not sure. There's a new Express PPP loan, and that is very loosey-goosey on how long you had to be in business. So I would check that. And then if that doesn't work, then it's really your local folks, your state, local, county, people like that. Economic Development Office, they're doing this all the time. Any help for foreclosure due to delinquent property taxes. Actually, the new rent money has property tax money in it too. So to pay rent, property tax, and utilities, okay? Rent, property tax, utilities. The old one is just rent and property, no, not property tax, but Biden's has property tax in it. But call anyway, there's other nonprofits that have that. You have to get, and you have to make 100 calls maybe to find this, yeah? That's reality, and they take that, and they take it one. I don't know. But if you stop at 2, you're really losing, yeah. Thanks for all you do to people. Thank you. I cover I owed 2 Gs and school loans. I got both payments so far. I got both payments so far. I'm not sure what that means. But there's a lot of, make sure you know all the options for your student loans, because you don't have to pay as much, and they're going to give out away soon, probably like 10 grand worth of that. But there are already programs, and if someone calls you to help you with your student loan, someone emails you or texts you, ignore that. All they're doing, they can't do anything better than the government can do for you. So you contact the government, and one way is consumerfinance.gov. Consumerfinance.gov. You go there, they have a great report that tells you about all your options for student loans, okay? And then there's if you really want to fight the loan people too, there's nonprofit organizations with free legal help too to fight those. Do you get adult childless stimulus? Adult childless. Yes, there is a stimulus. That's the $1,500, but you have to have some income for that. So it's a tax credit again, but it's a check. You don't have to pay taxes, but you have to have income. The Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC, Earned Income Tax Credit now, and that used to be $500. Now it's going to be $1,500. And it used to be you couldn't get it over 65. Now you can. You couldn't get it under 25, but now you can. I think it's like 19 years old up to 1,000, as long as you got. 2 of the biggest lies. 1, love you. 2, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. Well, if you want to be it. Thanks, you're good. Thank you, Amber. My people, where do I find legit grants to buy a home? Is there a cost? Well, grants do not cost. Anybody's going to charge you for a grant, just walk away. If you want to buy a home, you start by going to a HUD counselor, HUD.gov, and you search there for counselors. You make an appointment for free and start the process with them. Gray area for the gig economy, self-employed, 1099 types, live music community in Florida. The Florida deity is still archaic to deal with any new. Well, make sure if you have a 1099 or whatever, you want to do the PPP, definitely. Maybe even the EIDL. So make sure you apply at least to the PPP, and then go to your local economic development office locally, small business development centers, and find out what's going on in your state. That's what you want to know. Starting a hot sauce business, great. Looking for capital for food, right? So yeah, that's good. Well, anyway, so letsgohelp.com is where I give personal help. I don't give one-on-one like on the phone. The one-on-one I do is a discussion. You start a discussion and tell me what you're looking for money for. And then I do the research, show you the websites that have best chances for you getting money to what you want to do. And that's the one-on-one there. And you ask me 100 a day if you want. That's what I do all day, is answer questions like that. And that's a closed Facebook group, and it's $20 a month. The other thing I have is Let's Go reports. So these are the mini grant reports that I put together for every state. There's 6 different reports for every state, depending on what you know. You want to invest in real estate, you want to start a business, you want to get out of debt, or you have health problems, you can't afford dental care, how to get all that stuff for free. And all that is at letsgoreports.com. So yeah, letsgoreports.com, I'll write that in here. And Let's Go Grants. No, Let's Go Help. All right, let's go report. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much. Do eBay sellers qualify? Yes. Just apply. That's not positive, and there may be ifs, ands, or buts about what you do. Who the hell? Anybody who tells you you are or you are not, they're guessing. So you don't guess. You go apply and get the real facts of life. I don't believe in fake news for me. Yeah. No, yeah, you probably have to give access to your, I didn't know it was 4 years. I thought it was 1 year, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want the government knows stuff, then don't apply. That's easy. Don't worry. So what if I don't have that? So what if you don't have tax records? If you have a tax record, well, I don't know, ask them. What do you do? I mean, you're not the only one to have that. So you ask the people, yeah, who are giving out the money. If you can't find them, then that's what you do. Then that's why you go to your elected official. Hey, I can't get the IRS or the SBA to tell me if I could apply without a tax return. You know, so how do I get that? And all your elected officials. I mean, that's where you go to Common Cause. CAUSE.org. Oh. commoncause.org, and you find all your elected officials, you call them, you write them, you do anything. Call them all too. See who calls you back first. Yeah. That's the info for loan forgiveness program again. Don't know. I mean, is that the IRS loan forgiveness? I forget. This helped my anxiety so much. What a relief to hear truth and wisdom. Why? What were you listening to? You listening to something else? I know it's true. Man, we all struggle. What the hell? I mean, to me, when it's the pompous people who tell you they know the answer when they fucking don't. They can't. Life's too complicated. Kevin Land, New Line Preparation is a company who can get your modification done. Okay, I don't know what is that a loan modification or something? I don't know. Now, if you need help with any kind of financial thing, you know, all these people that financial services, if it's a .com, stay away, you know, until you really know as much as you can about everything. And you go to HUD.gov, those counselors know all about these financial problems, anything with you're having a problem with credit scores and all that kind of stuff. You get all that stuff for free. And the biggest scams on the internet are people helping you helping you with your credit report. Yeah. The number one that came up a couple months ago, I was looking, and the number one that came up when you want to get your credit report fixed, just was fined $25 million from the FTC for screwing people. You don't want to do that. Yeah. No, you're hurting, see, and you're in trouble, and you don't know how to get out of it. And these people want money to make you believe they can get you out of it. And they may or may not can. It's hard to say, but don't, because the same thing they're doing, you get for free, and you don't have money to give them. So that's the other thing. I keep the alien. Need help, North Carolina? Okay, Stacy. Yeah, let's just go. Yeah, I found a program for the rent grant program in North Carolina. And yeah, there was a lot of cities. There's not a central part, and it's not in every city yet, like they were talking about in Georgia, like that. Thank God for you, truth teller. Don't lie on government form. Yeah, don't lie. Yeah. You're asking, yeah, see, like even Donald Trump now, he's probably going to get his tie caught in a ring or somewhere. Wow, that's cool. There's someone out there pretending to be you. Yeah, I know. Someone out there pretending to be me, and they say to help you get money. If you give them $300, now I'm only going to ask $20 from you. That's the most I'm ever going to ask for you is $20. And once you give me $20, I'll never ask for your money again. So yeah, unless goes asking you for money, it's going to be $20, and he'll do that once and never ask you money again. And I'm doing very well. I mean, I don't know why or how that happened. Everybody I was talking to for 10 years was saying, no, you got to charge $200. You got to charge $1,000. No, I don't want to be that. Just didn't want to be that. Fill out the form. What exact form did you use to remove the student loan? Well, like I say, you need help with the student loan. Okay, the best place I know is studentloan.gov. I guess they have one, but it's go to consumerfinance.gov. They have a lot, and just sit and read for a half hour or so about your options. It's pretty laid out pretty well, And then you can go to these counselors for free. The HUD counselors, they know about this stuff too, and they're all free. They do it all the time. You're doing it once in your life. What are you going to know? What grant for an organics grant, I guess that is. Well, it doesn't matter what kind of business it is. There's a lot of grants for business. Right now, they're easier to get than anybody, particularly if you're in business. If you're starting a new business, it's the same as before as now. But maybe, and that's right. Check the PPP, see if you're eligible on the small form. Yeah, Schedule C. We have a Schedule K. I think so. Try and call them. Look at the PPP thing. They'll be clear there. You see, with PPP, you're going to go through a financial service company, a bank or one of these apps or something like that are going to go through that, and they're reachable. It's not like calling the SBA. So they prepare your application and send it to the SBA, because the SBA gives them money to do it. You don't give them money. The SBA does that. So you have those kind of questions. You need to negotiate with someone. Is there a tax forgiveness if you owe the state? Yes. There's all kind of, especially now in the COVID, I would do that. If you have a big tax and you don't know how to negotiate with them, then get your elected official. They could help you with that. That's the way. Don't hire an attorney, or at least everything else fails. I've had my student loan taken care of after I started disability, as I went through telling it for Kathy, reach out to your bank and get advice on how to proceed. I guess if that's a PPP. Is the Lesko Reports website different from the state files in the Facebook group? No, it's the same. So if you remember in the Facebook group, it's all free for you there. You don't have to pay for them. No, that's just for people who, they don't like subscriptions or whatever, and they really want it. So is there Lesko Reports website? No. Telling it takes a few months. Okay, thank you. I'm on SSI. My 20-year-old has been living with me. How can I get dependent benefits? Yes. Well, now, I mean, the new Biden thing has a lot of money for dependents, no matter what age and all that. all kinds of money. I mean, like a family of 4 could get $12,000. That's all free money. Maybe 11 and 2, depending on the age of the child. Or one of the children. It's just crazy stuff. Sure, the counselors give me help, and they tell me to sell my home that I have lived in for 64 years. Okay, you sound, Kevin, if that you were 64, call the, I don't know who your counselors are, but go to Elder Care Locator. Elder Care Locator. That's a nonprofit that helps seniors with financial problems. Okay, Elder Care Locators, and they're actually paid for by the government. They get money. They don't charge you anything. They just try to solve problems, and also free legal help and everything. So don't sell your house because somebody says you should. You got to get more than that to figure that out. Cabbage Rouge, when William, paint is the color on your room. Well, actually, yeah, that is because you see that sign in the back that says "I love you, Smiley." That's my wife, a color Smiley, and that's like a pink neon. These walls are white. It's because of that light. They still. I don't know what you're talking about here. I don't know. Please help put people are taking care of elderly parents. They can get money. Yes, that's right. Yeah, and that's right. Let's Go Help. I mean, anybody. So many people know a lot of this stuff. So I'd be happy if you join Let's Go Help that help other people. I can't help everybody all the time. I help with the first question that people have, and then we need. I'm looking for people who want to, enjoy helping people. They're the ones who say to sell my home. Homeowner options for Massachusetts elderly. Right? Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like somebody making money. No, you don't want to do that. Yeah, get some other advice first. Truck driver, any grants for us? Yes, you're gonna get lots. Depends on your family or not. Depending on what you want to do. Hey man, how are you? But good. Woke mouth. MVP. Dave. Yeah, unemployment, they're so screwed up because they made them do all these things that they weren't prepared to do. They got screwed up and people are scamming them, so they have to be careful. It's a bucket of worms there. Can you point me where to start? Not sure for what. How do you have a phone call service to help me? No, I don't have a phone call service. What I have is you start a description in Let's Go Help, and then I answer your question personally. Yeah, that's what we do. How can I pardon my student loan? Yeah, okay. A good place to start. There's a couple of places. The Department of Education has all the options. The great options are all government options, and anybody that's going to tell you otherwise are just trying to make money off you. And but consumerfinance.gov and put in student loan options. Yeah, consumerfinance.gov. What about businesses that started in 2020? Can they get it? Yes, but it's where and how and whatever. They probably cannot get an EDIL. They may be able to get a PPP. I don't know. In the short form, I'm a little confused yet. Don't know. Call them up and see. Don't ask me. I'm guessing. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to hit the road, Jack. Sorry again about last night, but this didn't mention much. Let's Go Help people, though. Come on. It's you Facebook people YouTube. But thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Remember, it's letsgohelp.com or letsgoreports.com. What is the website for individual grants? There's no single website. Because there's 30,000 grants. Yeah. And they're at all the levels. Now, it takes work, ma'am. I'm sorry. Take care. Great. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody. It's good fun. Have a great night. Thank you.